For years, we've been giving AI eyes with cameras and ears with microphones. But what about the oldest, most fundamental sense of all? That's right, smell. Today, we're going to dive into a wild new technology that's finally giving AI a digital nose.
I mean, really, just stop and think about that for a second. What if your phone could smell smoke long before you do? Or, give you a heads up that the milk in your fridge is about to turn. Or even detect invisible pollutants in the air you're breathing right now. It sounds like something straight out of science fiction, but believe me, it is way closer than you think.
And what's so cool about this is that it isn't just some gimmick, it's actually grounded in the blueprint of life itself. I mean, before any creature on this planet had eyes or ears, it had a way to sense chemicals. Smell was the original sense. It was the OG, the very foundation of how life perceives the world. And now, it looks like AI is following that exact same evolutionary playbook. We are right on the edge of adding a completely new, powerful sensory layer to artificial intelligence. And that right there is the key. Our world is just swimming in information that we can't see or hear. It's this hidden reality that's carried on the air itself. So by giving AI the ability to perceive these tiny molecules, we're not just making a smarter gadget, we're taking this huge leap towards making our devices truly aware of the physical world they actually exist in. Okay, so how in the world does this actually work? Let's pop the hood and get into the tech that makes it all possible. It's a system called Centum. At its core, Centum is basically a digital nose built right into a new generation of cognitive chips. Its whole job is to detect and make sense of that vast world of airborne chemicals, basically to translate the language of molecules into the language of data that an AI can understand. So the secret sauce here isn't just one magic sensor. It's a whole team of them working together. It's called a heterogeneous array, which is a fancy way of saying it's a mix of different specialists. Think of it like a world-class wine taster's palette. You've got your ammo sensors sniffing out common compounds, electrochemical sensors that are experts at pinpointing specific gases like carbon monoxide, and you even have these ultra-sensitive mass sensors that can detect a substance just by its weight. It's this combination, this team of specialists, that creates such a rich and detailed picture of the chemical world, way more than any single sensor could ever do on its own. And this pipeline here shows you exactly how a physical smell becomes digital intelligence. So, first, that sensor array sniffs out the chemicals in the air. That raw signal then gets digitized, creating a unique data pattern, a smell fingerprint, if you will. And finally, that fingerprint gets packaged into what's called an OFF token. Now, this is the really cool part. That little OFF token is a piece of data the AI can fuse with what it's seeing and hearing, allowing it to understand the world in a completely new, multisensory way. But here's the thing. Centum isn't working alone. It's actually part of a much bigger, much more profound upgrade in how our devices are going to perceive reality. You see, this AI nose is just one key feature of something called the V2V chip, which is basically designed to be a complete extended sensory cortex for an AI. The goal isn't just to tack on one new sense, it's to build a complete, holistic digital sensory system.
And this table, wow, it really puts the scale of this upgrade into perspective. The first Gen V1 chip, it was already pretty impressive, using cameras and audio, but V2 is just a whole different ballgame. It expands perception to the entire electromagnetic spectrum and adds molecular sensing with Centum. We're going from seeing in just RGB to seeing in UV, infrared, thermal, radar, and smelling.
So what does seeing in the full spectrum actually mean? Well, it means the AI can see in wavelengths that are totally invisible to us. A perfect example is its UV vision module. It can detect ultraviolet light, which lets it see things like fluorescence on surfaces, revealing a layer of reality that's completely hidden from our eyes.
So, let's take a step back. We now have an AI that can see in UV, infrared, and radar. And on top of all that, it can also smell. When you start putting all of those pieces together, you get something, well, something truly transformative. This isn't just about making a smarter phone anymore. The end game here is to build a foundation for what's being called living artificial intelligence, or LAI. That means an AI that isn't just a bunch of code floating in the cloud, but one that is deeply, fundamentally grounded in the physics and chemistry of the real world, just like a living thing. So how does this new AI remember the world? Not with pictures or text files. It uses something called spectral object cards, or SOCs. The best way to think of an SOC is like a super-rich, multi-layered profile for a physical object.
It captures how an object looks across every part of the light spectrum, its temperature, what it's made of, and now, with Centum, its unique chemical signature, its smell. This becomes the AI's physical memory of the world.
And once you have that, the real-world applications are just incredible. Imagine your device just silently monitoring the air in your home, warning you about allergens like pollen or even dangerous pollutants before they ever become a problem. Or let's take it a step further, right into personal health. The very same sensors could one day analyze the chemical compounds on your breath, looking for early wellness signals. It's like a brand new window into your body's health.
And this tech could even power whole smart home ecosystems. Think about a HomePod lung that doesn't just play music, but intelligently manages your home's air quality, the sound, and even the scent to actively improve your mood, your sleep, and your well-being.
Ultimately, this quote just nails it. It perfectly captures the massive shift in thinking we're talking about. We are moving away from seeing our devices as just tools, and we're starting to treat them as what they're truly becoming: active, living perceptual systems that are actually aware of the environment around them. And all of this leads to one final huge question. When our technology is no longer blind to this rich, complex chemical reality that living things have always perceived, what will these devices truly become, and how is that going to change everything?